Clemson Tigers took a loss in South Bend, Indiana at the hands of Notre Dame Fighting Irish. 35-14 was the final. A lot to unpack in this game. The first thing we got to look at is that Clemson, let's just call a spade, they lost a street fight. Wes Goodwin knew what it was going to be. Said they get the ball to Mayer, they try to run the football. We got to try and stop both. They didn't do that. And I think we got to look at this first because a lot of people are going to say, well, the Cade Klubnik and the DJ Uiagalelei and all of that. And it's like, okay, I understand that. Quarterback is going to take the majority of the praise and the majority of the criticism when a team loses. But if you watched that game and said, wow, quarterback lost this game, you missed the point. Like, you missed the entire thing that happened in this game. Because Notre Dame ran the ball for 265 yards, 5.5 a carry. Drew Pine, who we thought was going to be sort of the hinge point in this game the opposite way in terms of not being able to generate enough offense, and he threw for 85 yards. The run game got what they wanted. Two backs went over 100 yards, and this is a Clemson defensive line and honestly front seven that is littered with NFL players. And so for them to play so poorly in this kind of an atmosphere, that's where I think you put the blame first. Now, this Notre Dame offensive line made it hard on them. Like, let's not take too much credit away from Notre Dame. But if you're looking at this game and saying, wow, it's on the quarterback, it's not. There's criticism there. I promise you. We're going to talk about that. But it's not just on the defensive, on the quarterback in this game for Clemson. Got to start with that front seven because that's not going to win you football games. The quarterback criticism, like we already said, that's fair. Cade Klubnik came in, threw a pick, went out. A lot of people after this game are going to be calling for a quarterback switch at Clemson. Say, hey, Cade Klubnik, he's the best answer right now. You got 5 stars next to his name. Let him to start to eat, right? Let him start going. I would just say this. As long as you have games that are worth something at Clemson, you should play the guy that gives you a chance to win those games, right? You should play the guy that's going to set you up best in 2022. Cade Klubnik, in my opinion, sets you up for better things down the road at Clemson. Like, once Cade Klubnik gets his sea legs, once he gets comfortable in this offense completely, in the college speed, like all that, he's going to be really good. Like, I don't know how else to say this. He is the future at Clemson. In 2022, though, DJ Uiagalelei had a bad game yesterday, had a bad game against Syracuse. He's still the best quarterback on your roster right now. And that's not even me. I mean, this is Dabo Sweeney essentially saying this by continuing to play him and allow him to go through those mistakes. I mean, he had one bad pick six, which sounds like it was a miscommunication on his and the receiver's start, on both of their shoulders with having that pick six. So I understand the blame's going to go to DJ because that's kind of the trendy thing to do, right? And say he doesn't give you enough offensively. Again, there's much more to look at than just that. But I would say this. There wasn't much help either. Couldn't really run the ball effectively. 90 yards on the ground. Going back to that street fight. They got beat on both sides of the line. So as a quarterback, I think you kind of thought the same thing you already did about this program. You knew DJ Uiagalelei, he's talented, and he's got a lot under the hood, and, we haven't really seen it consistently in 2021. 2022 is pretty solid, but you didn't really expect that DJ Uiagalelei was going to be the reason you beat Notre Dame. Right? That wasn't your thought going into this game. What I think we've seen from Clemson is this game of Jenga. Like, the quarterback has kind of been, I think, a solid variable at the very least. Like, to call a spade, like, DJ Uiagalelei, we thought could be serviceable. Like, the floor was probably serviceable, right? He was serviceable in this game. Did he light it up? No. But was he horrible? No. 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Leave it at that. But then you start taking these pieces away, like a Jenga game. Start pulling out the little blocks. Solid defense. Borderline elite defense. Nope, not there this game. Solid run game. Will Shipley's a dog. He's an absolute dog. Phil Maffa, also a dog. And have a great day on the ground. Ran for less than 100 yards. Take that away. Then you mix in, you take away this other block of a special teams miscue of a blocked punt. You go down 21-0. Okay. Whole tower falls over. So that's what I think happened against Clemson, or against Notre Dame, rather, for Clemson. Still a lot to play for this program. Got Louisville left, got Miami left, got South Carolina. You got the ACC title game. A one-loss ACC champ is at least a conversation, right? Maybe you don't feel great about it, probably need some help. I would lean that way. You need some help to get into the college football playoff. But winning the league is still a goal for Dabo in this program. Now, here's the thing that I think is also worth mentioning. You will find out a lot about the culture currently at Clemson from this loss. And full transparency, I think you're going to find out good things. I think they respond well. I think there's too much greatness within this personnel to have a one loss turn into 3 or anything like that. But now that they're getting squeezed, this 2022 team having their first loss, them getting squeezed, now we see, okay, what's on the inside. We've seen them had some close wins. We've seen them have some games they got to push and get back, but now having them take a loss, now we see what's under the hood. I'm excited because I think a lot of good things are going to come from this. All right. Not fun, but we had to do it. This is The Hard Count. I'm JD Piquel. We appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Nick Brake does the real heavy lifting, but y'all drive this whole operation by subscribing and joining us on this party. All right? We're going to keep the party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.